I'm Anthony Forrest, the president of Steel Cod, and I'm here with John Beresford, our VP of Sales, ready to discuss all things appliances. All right, John, some interesting feedback from the Retail Council about Thermador Refrigeration. And I kind of get where they're coming from, just a little surprised to hear it. But really, the thing is with Thermador, at least when I would pitch it, is we talk about the cooking, we go deep in the cooking and cleaning, and then we go, and that's the fridge. And it doesn't go much beyond that. What am I missing here with Thermador Refrigeration? Or what's everybody missing?
You're not missing anything, and neither is anybody else in retail. You know, what's missing isn't the performance of the fridge, right? It's really almost, you could think about it as like the ownership from the brand. And what I mean by that is, you know, everybody knows that this is a shared platform fridge, right? Or what we call OEM and all of that kind of stuff. And look, Thermador is not getting pushed to like the middle of the pack or kind of like as an afterthought or anything like that because it doesn't work. It works quite well, you know, but it's really getting pushed further down in the conversation because quite honestly, and you just pointed it out, nobody knows why it exists, right? Beyond filling in a lineup requirement, right? In luxury especially, that can be fatal for some brands. You know, in this case, it's not because it's Thermador and they've built up enough clout in some other areas. But, I mean, this can be really damaging.
So, I mean, you kind of alluded to that it's not a miss, the refrigeration. So what sort of features maybe should I be leading with, or what sort of innovations have Thermador done that could help the sale?
Yeah, and I think right there you've hit on the problem. There really hasn't ever been a good story that came out of Thermador for their product. And again, when you're competing against the juggernauts that they're trying to compete against in this category, now listen, they're a juggernaut when it comes to all the other categories too. In this one as well, but not for the right reasons, right? I mean, when you look at it, you know, they're kind of in that position, that danger zone of like sameness, right? And this happens all the time when brands don't really take possession of their product once they take possession of kind of the box, right? I mean, you know, shared hardware and all that kind of stuff is never the problem. And it really comes down to kind of the unclaimed meaning of it all, right? Thermador Freedom lives in a category where differentiation really can't stop there. If the brand doesn't author a story, then what ends up happening a lot of times, Anthony, and you know this, the floor ends up assigning one for them, right? And what ends up happening is it becomes more of a generic story by default, which is exactly what you were talking about at the beginning, where you're like, and here's the fridge, right? And the hard part is once that label sticks, there's nothing really that can get you out of there, right? I mean, their incentives help, and the way that they're built in terms of that help them land sales, right? But it doesn't erase the fact that, you know, they do have that kind of generic moniker.
So that said, and it's interesting, you said earlier how it's still a juggernaut in the category, but not necessarily for the right reasons, which leads more to promotion and packages versus excellence in this category. What if we pick you up and we drop you into the Thermador boardroom? What are you injecting into this that can help put them over the top in this category?
You know, for me, I would tell you that it's probably not my place to tell them exactly how to go to market or anything like that. But here's what I would tell you is that they're allowing the incentives to do all of the heavy lifting for them instead of the brand name, right? And, you know, Freedom now gets sold late in a conversation, if at all, when we're talking about standalone pieces, right? Not part as a package of anything like that, because we understand how that goes. And their incentives are always going to close a deal for them. But the problem with that is that it doesn't anchor them, right? It's not a belief. It's kind of like a convenience at that point. And then over time, the convenience of it all can really kind of erode brand authority, right? Whenever you let incentivizations kind of do all the heavy lifting for you, you do start to lose grasp. And luckily for Thermador, it's just kind of in a category rather than across the brand, right? Because they still dominate in so many other areas. But, you know, to me, there isn't any singular standout feature that Thermador has that allows them to compete with those other guys in that area. So, I mean, it's a hard question to answer because Thermador's never really come forward. Now, listen, they've tried. Remember when they tried to do the produce bins, right? And they actually came with the fridge. They took out the old traditional bins that everybody expected, and they put in these bins. And it was kind of a big failure for them, and really, if you think about it, the market didn't want to be told how to store their produce, right? And the cool part about what Thermador did is they actually listened, and that's exactly what brands should do, right? I mean, the problem there isn't that they kind of tried something and adjusted. The problem for me is what they didn't do next. And that's that they never went back to the well to find that next thing to kind of, anchor to.
We drop a new episode every day of the week, including weekends. Don't forget to rate and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks for listening.